Every region is unique in its benefits and risks. There is an unusual section of California's coastline that faces south. This particular relationship of ocean and air, earth and plants, creates remarkable beauty and extreme danger. This is a place where fire burns downhill, driven by sundowner winds, often straight into communities.
So the evening of the Painted Cave fire, I was 18 years old and home by myself, and received a phone call that there was a horrible fire that was making its way towards my neighborhood. As I was leaving, homes were catching on fire and the flames were getting worse and the smoke was so bad you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. It was gridlocked traffic. Neighbors had gotten out of their cars and abandoned them and just gotten into other neighbors' cars. And I really thought that I was gonna die. And my little Toyota Celica and I took off and drove through front yards. We learned of our house being gone the next morning. Good morning, America. I think it's really important that people understand how this is a wildfire-prone area.
As the size and impact of wildfires have increased in the 21st century, it is necessary to expand beyond the traditional view of fuel reduction as the primary wildfire mitigation strategy. A new collaborative vision is required, operating at the scale of the landscape we live in. The Regional Wildfire Mitigation Program, or RWMP, has formed to build broad resilience for coexisting with fire. Multiple organizations have joined together using a holistic approach to coordinate the community, landscape, and built environment.
The RWMP is following a model of community resilience where we're going out, we're listening to stakeholders, and then trying to meet them where they are. And we've developed this model to run parallel to the fire agency model of command and control, where they can go out with resources and infrastructure, fight a fire, address an incident where they're needed most, and we can fill in the gaps in between, help people stay organized and get the resources they need to achieve the solutions they're looking for.
The RWMP is structured around 3 domains: the built environment, the community, and the landscape. So the built environment would involve not just structures, which is what most people think of, but also road networks, water supplies, the power line infrastructure, mitigating those risks. The community domain involves the people, training and educating homeowners what to do to their home and around their home to make it safer. The landscape domain deals with the wildland-urban interface broadly, how to buffer that and protect it.
The built environment includes our homes along with the essential infrastructure that we rely on every day. Small details often make a big difference in the risk level of a structure, and the RWMP is developing new methods for engaging with residents so they can better understand what to do to their home to be as safe as possible. The Built Domain team will also provide policy recommendations for shared infrastructure in areas that provide the highest community benefit. The Santa Barbara County Fire Safe Council partnered with the RWMP in order to work with residents that are exposed to fire risk. Wildfires are getting bigger and move more easily into populated areas. In order to become part of the solution, communities are choosing to organize and work together. Based on public interest, Fire Safe Council staff have begun visiting homes to assess vegetation and home vulnerabilities to recommend available changes. Not all communities have historically been included in wildfire preparedness discussions. A key to region-wide resilience is to hear from all groups about their specific concerns. Focus groups in partnership with community liaisons are directly informing the RWMP's template and broadening its base of participants. The Fire Safe Council has introduced FireWise USA, a free and voluntary program to communities to help them organize and work with local agencies like fire departments in the shared goals of resilience. The customized program helps communities build strong networks so they can increase their specific capacities to prepare, respond, and recover from wildfires. Often, the most destructive wildfires start in what's known as the wildland-urban interface. The landscape domain focuses on threats to these large-scale areas, with the goal of conserving and expanding green belts of vegetation that protect Santa Barbara communities from wildfire. The landscape domain is carrying out projects across Santa Barbara, such as oak conservation, native grass and shrub restoration, and orchard renovations for water efficiency.
In reality, the three domains are not as separate as we sometimes think about them. It's going to be homeowners that are not only retrofitting their structures, but they're also creating defensible space around their homes and their communities. Engaged communities are going to be the ones implementing and propelling these landscape scale buffers. So all of these risks that we're trying to mitigate together are connected. There are links to and across the domains. And it's this holistic, broad scope of the RWMP that's going to force us all to work together and to make it effective.
For more information about the Regional Wildfire Mitigation Program, visit rwmpsantabarbara.org.